Good morning students of class 10. Today we are going to finish our chapter 2nd history, and today we will discuss that how Congress was formed. Then we will also discuss today the objectives and the demands and achievements of the Congress. Okay. So in the previous video we have discussed about different local political organizations. Yes. And which actually just initiated for the establishment of an all India political organization that was called Congress. Yes. So we have understood that those parties were just local in nature, and at that time there was need for an all India party to just address the people of all Indians, concern of all Indians, and to bring all people of India just under one umbrella, okay, and so that all people could just mass could struggle for the independence of India. Yes, so that's why we can say that those political parties were actually precursors for the formation of Indian National Congress. Yes. And actually for establishing the Congress and All India Party, the late took by Surendranath Banerjee. Yes, he in 1883 at Calcutta formed the Indian National Conference. Yes, and finally this association merged with Congress in 1886. So we can say that this association was actually the forerunner of Congress. First this was formed, and then people realized, okay, and then an All India Party was formed, and after that it was just merged. Yes, and with the formation of political All India Political Party Congress in India, a new political era just began in our country. Okay, so before explaining the line that a new political era began with the formation of Congress, first let's discuss that who formed the Congress. So an Englishman who was a retired civil service official, A.O. Hume, okay, he actually took initiative, and he actually formed Indian National Congress. Yes, and he was just concerned for the people of India. Okay, he just wanted to address the problems and grievances of the people before the British government, because he was aware that people's discontent. Yes. People were just unsatisfied with the British rule, and in this way the British rule cannot be continued if the people are not satisfied. That's why he needed a party, All India Party, which could address the people of concerns of all people before the British government. So that's why he just took initiative and formed an association, and the credit goes for the formation of Congress, A.O. Hume. Okay, so when this party was formed in 1885, okay, we can say a new political era began. New political era began, it means that Congress just started, this party just started uniting different communities, different people who belong to different culture. Yes, and this party actually converted mass struggle for the independence of India. Yes, we will discuss in the further chapters that how the important political leaders emerged in the Congress, and how they just adopted various methods for mass struggle, and with their efforts actually India got freedom in 1947. So that's why we became, after that after the formation of Congress, we became concerned our political rights. Okay, we became aware that our country should be ruled by ourselves. Yes, so this consciousness, this awareness was brought by Congress. So that's why we call it that a new political era began after the formation of Congress. Yes. So the first session, it is very important, was held at Calcutta. Okay, sorry, Bombay. The first session of Congress was held at Bombay. Okay, and the president was W.C. Banerjee. So it is very important, under the presidency of W.C. Banerjee in 1885 at Bombay, the first session was conducted, in which 72 delegates from different parts of the country just appeared there in the first session, and many important leaders like Dadabhai Naoroji, yes, Firoz Shah Mehta, they participated in that session. Okay, and now we are going to read the very important topic, that what were the objectives of the Congress. So W.C. Banerjee in the first session, he laid down certain objectives, okay, aims, goals, we can say, that the Congress wanted to achieve. Okay, so the first thing, the first objective was to promote cooperation and friendly relations among nationalists workers all over the country. To promote cooperation and friendly relations among nationalist workers all over the country. Okay, when the workers will be united, when there will be cooperation, then only a mass struggle can be begin. Okay, then only the purpose of forming an All India Party will be served. Yes, the next objective was that to promote a sense of political unity, national unity, and by removing all racial, religious and provincial differences. Okay, so the second objective was to just promote a sense of national unity, because India is a land of diversity, so we should forget our all kind of differences and we should just unite it in the name of nation. So this was the objective of second objective of Congress. The third objective was to represent vital social issues and mature Indian opinions before the government. There were many social issues in the country. Yes, social bad practices were there. Yes, and what the Indians actually wanted from the British, they just wanted to keep their opinion before the British government. Yes, and the fourth objective was that to train and mobilize public in the country. Yes, so for mass struggle, for freedom struggle, people were supposed to acquire some training, and in this way people can be mobilized after being trained, after being awareness, having awareness, the people can just mobilize in the mass struggle. Okay, and the last objective was that to determine the tasks or issues to be addressed in the coming year. Okay, so which different issues, which different tasks the Congress will be addressed in the coming years. These agendas were just kept in that session. Yes, so these were the objectives. Next we are going to discuss about the demands and achievements. What were the demands and achievements? The Congress thereafter met every year at the time of festival of Christmas. Okay, so the annual session of Congress was conducted every year after 1885. So first it was held at Bombay. The second annual session of Congress was held at Calcutta under the presidency of Dadabhai Naoroji. It is very important, and 440 delegates this time just gathered in the session. So just in 1 year we can see that awareness just spreaded, and leaders participated from different parts in the annual session of Congress. So in this way we can say the people were just began to be united. Okay, and the third session of Congress was held at Madras. Yes, and the president of this session was Badruddin Tayyabji. The first Muslim president of Congress was Badruddin Tayyabji. It is very, very important, and the importance of this session was that Muslims were just said to participate in national movement. Okay, so to join the Congress we can say. So this was very important. Now we are going to read about the demands and achievements. That the most important demands of Congress were expansion of legislative councils. Yes, it means that to expand the members from Indian sides in the legislative councils, we can say. The next, reduction of military expenditure, because those money were supposed to spend on the development of country, despite spending on military and arms and other things. The next, holding of civil services examination both in India and England, so that the Indian could give exam in India only. Earlier they had to go to England, which was impossible for many Indians. Yes. Next, spread of both general and technical education. General and technical education, it means science was also needed, and as well as the Indian subjects like philosophy, literature, then spiritual things were also necessary. So we can say the blend of Western education and Indian education they just insisted on. Next, wider employment of Indians in the higher services, because we have read that on the higher posts Indian youths were not allowed. So this was also demand of the Congress. Next, people's right to carry arms. We have seen Arms Act by Lord Lytton. So we just wanted to carry arms, to get license to keep weapons with us. Yes. Next, appointment of a royal commission to inquire into the working of Indian administration. So in this way we have just finished the chapter. I hope you will have understood, and if there is any doubt you can ask to me. So thank you. Have a nice day.